All right, friends. Wasn't that such a fun story, the mitten? Now, do you think that the story, the mitten, is fiction, that means pretend, or nonfiction, which means real? You're right, it is a fiction story. All of these little animals could never fit inside of a little tiny mitten, but it sure was fun to pretend they could. So let's go ahead and see if we can remember the order in which the animals came. So we can get our pencil or our flare pen and we can number the animals. So we can practice ordering by saying first, second, third, and so on. Okay? So when I look at all of these animals and I see my mitten is here, I have to remember which animal came first in the story. Which animal do you remember coming first? That's right. The mole. The mole found the mitten in the snow first. So here, next to mole, we're going to put a number 1 because the mole came first. Who came second? Do you remember? Somebody that hops. That's right. The rabbit came second. So let's put a number 2 for the rabbit. Then who came? Somebody with lots of pokey quills. That's right. The hedgehog came third. Let's put a 3 for the hedgehog. After the mole and the rabbit and the hedgehog were comfy in the mitten, somebody swooped down from the sky. Can you remember which character swooped down from the sky? That's right, the owl. The owl is the 4th animal that came into the mitten. Then all of the 4 animals, the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl, scooched over when they saw somebody's big diggers. Do you remember who that was? That's right, the badger. The badger was the 5th animal in. So let's put a nice number 5 here for the badger. Then somebody in the snow started sniffing around with a long muzzle and a bushy tail. Do you remember who that was? You're right, the fox. Let's put a number 6 for the fox because the fox was the 6th animal in. So let's recount. First came the mole, then came the hare, then the hedgehog and the owl, the badger, the fox. Then one of the biggest animals came. That's right, the bear. The bear was the 7th animal that came. So you can put a 7 for bear. And then an itsy bitsy, eensy weensy, tiny little animal came and rested on the bear's nose and made the bear sneeze. Who was that? That's right, the mouse. The mouse was the 8th animal inside of the mitten, so we'll put a number 8 for mouse. Okay, so let's try. First came the mole, second came the rabbit, third came the hedgehog, 4th came the owl, 5th came the badger, 6th came the fox, 7th came the bear, and 8th came the mouse. Excellent. So let's go ahead and get our colors to color in the animals. Let's get brown first. So we know that the bear was brown. Let's go ahead and color some brown on the bear. Just nice and lightly. We don't have to take too long to do that or press too hard. So color around the edges of the bear. Here we are. The big lumbering bear. Maybe he thought the mitten would be a fun place to hibernate because that's what bears do in the winter. They look for somewhere nice and warm to hibernate. There we go, the bear. The owl also had some brown feathers, and we know that owls adapt during the winter time. We can make some brown, brown and white type of feathers. There we go. And the hedgehog had a little bit of brown. Yeah, a lot of brown for the animals. That's because they need to blend in with nature, don't they? That's right. And let's see, who else had a little bit of brown? The mouse, the little dormouse had a little bit of brown and white. Good job. Now let's get our black crayon and we're going to use it very softly to make a gray color. If you have a gray crayon at home, you can just go ahead and use your gray. So the badger has some gray and black. So I'm going to go very, very lightly with the black so it looks kind of grayish. All right. Here we go. And then it had the darker parts here by the eyes, like that. And here by the ears, like that. Good. Very nice, the badger. And the mole was a bit of a darker gray color, so we can go ahead and use the black crayon for the mole. There we go. Very nice. The hare was white, the rabbit was white, and the fox was orangey. So let's get our orange out and let's go ahead and color the fox's bushy tail, but the end of the bushy tail is white. We'll color the legs and the body, but I'm not gonna color here in front of the tummy. I'll color the legs and I'll color this part, not the muzzle, but this part, the ears and the face of the fox. There we go. Maybe if I turn it around, you can see it better. Just like that. Great. All right, now that we've colored our animals, let's go ahead and cut out all of the pieces, okay? First, we need to cut out the mitten because Nikki dropped the Snow White mitten. So we're gonna color the outside, cut the outside of the mitten on the outside line, up and around, and down, and over. There's a mitten, and now we have to cut out all of the animals. So go ahead and cut on the outside line of the animals. It's there to help guide you. You can use your other hand to help you turn the pages. And if you need to push pause on the video to cut out all of your pieces, you can go ahead and do so that then we'll be all ready together to glue the animals in order on our sentence strip. All right? So just follow these outside lines. It's like a bubble cut around the animals. Just like a bubble cut. Excellent. And I'm just keeping the animals in a pile so I don't lose any. Just cut around each animal, up and around, like a bubble cut. Open, shut them with the scissors. And if you need to take little pieces off, if they're getting you a little bit in the way, you can do so. And the itty bitty animals are not too long to cut. It's pretty quick to cut these out. Remember, keep on turning your page. Put your animals in a little pile so you don't lose any. Remember, we have 8 animals and 1 mitten. So 9 pieces all together. Good job, friends. Do your best. Around and around. There we go. Just 1 more animal. Excellent. Around and around. Great. Now we're ready to sequence the events of the story using our animal friends to help us retell. So you're going to get your sentence strip, okay? And at the very beginning of the story, kind of like a sleeve in a jacket, is where the mitten will go. All right, just like this. Because remember, Nikki dropped the Snow White mitten in the snow. It was so camouflaged that he couldn't find the mitten, but the little animals could. So, which was the first little animal? That's right. Mole was the first animal. Then who came along? Second, the rabbit. First the mole, second the rabbit. Who was third? That's right, little hedgehog was third. Who was fourth? Oh yes, the owl was fourth. Okay, who came fifth? The badger was fifth into the mitten. Then sixth was Mr. Fox. And seventh was Big Brown Bear. And last but not least, eighth was Itty Bitty Mouse. Okay, now the tricky part. We have to glue all of these things so that they fit on the sentence strip. So let's work this out together. Our pieces are in order. Let's come here to the beginning. Open up your glue stick, roll it up an itty bitty bit so we keep it nice and clean and we don't waste glue. We're going to put a stripe of glue here at the edge of the sentence strip, just like a stripe, okay? The mitten, the edge of the mitten is going here on the edge of the sentence strip. Press down. Great job. Now, we're going to put glue on the back of each animal. First was mole. Put a little dot of glue and bring mole very close to the mitten. Press him down. Good. Second was rabbit. Let's put a dot of glue or a strip of glue on the back of rabbit and have him come close over here right next to mole. Press it down. Third was hedgehog. So let's put a little bit of glue in back of hedgehog and bring it very closely to rabbit. Good job. It's like they're making a little line. Who's going into the mitten? Fourth was owl. So put a little bit of glue, like a little smile, behind owl and have him come very close to our hedgehog. Great job. Fifth is badger. Go ahead, put some glue on back of badger and have badger come here and touch owl's piece. Right there, next to it very closely. Okay, here comes fox. Put a little bit of glue on back of fox's piece. Great job. And bring it close here next to badger. Good job. Press it down. Now we can scooch over, put some glue on back of bear. It's a big piece. Bring bear nice and close to fox. There we are. And now, yay, little mouse is eighth. Little mouse will fit very nicely next to bear. Oh boy, everything fits, friends. Good job. Let's go ahead and review one more time and use our ordering to sequence the events, okay? Nikki dropped the mitten. First came the mole into the mitten. Second into the mitten was rabbit. Third was hedgehog. Fourth was owl. Fifth was badger. Sixth was fox. Seventh was the bear. And eighth was the mouse. Now you can use this sentence strip to retell the story to your grown-ups or to your friends, the story of the mitten. Don't forget, friends, you can use your flare pen to write your name here in the corner of your project so you can always remember that this is yours. All right, friends, I sure hope you had fun sequencing the events, ordering the characters of the story. which were the animals going inside of the mitten. Don't forget to tell the story to your grown-ups. Use this sentence strip to help you. Bye, friends.